how are we going to deal with scenarios whereby a lot of base code might be written by by machines. Human might only come and do fill in the blanks on top of it. But more importantly, to review, you need highly specialized uh, programmers slash coders. I mean, we might get to a scenario where testing slash reviewing might be a more critical job than actually writing the code, right?
Absolutely. The nature of the job will change for sure.
Yes.
Again, like what is so in some sense special about say LLMs and the models that is that it is targeting human cognition, right? Which was not the. I mean, to some extent, I think they were always there. For example, computer vision models, and also it's not that all of it is new, but it has become much easier, right? Let me just put it that way to do this. So I think curation will become important. Also, I think let's say for example code generation. Like, there's this huge movement about vibe coding, right? So today, like for example, a product manager who can articulate what needs to be built can work with the AI to build like a product spec and then use that product spec to kind of build a MVP. So MVP has become easy, right? And I might maybe do like vibe coding and all. But the question I've been asking everybody is like, okay, you vibe coded something. Now, how are you going to vibe refactor? Is that easy enough?
Hmm.
I found it like it little tricky. I mean, there are so many nuances where it requires expertise. So yes, again, like like I said earlier, like if you're struggling with language and it increases the base to some extent. So now you're so somebody who is at a say on a scale to 0 to 100 in terms of English language competence, somebody who is at 80 would still be respected, right? Whereas somebody who is initially at 20 and can now probably compete at a level which is like 40 or 50. So
Yeah.
the people who are in 40 to 50, 20 to 50 range will have to
Yeah.
definitely up their game to reach 80.
Yeah.
Because no matter how much AI generation we have, we will still need authors because
Yeah.
eventually whatever you express in language, it requires thought. Like for example, if you're writing a fantasy novel, you need to create that world. You need to think about what that world represents. You have to ask philosophical questions. It is not as easy as just doing a world. Yeah, the mechanical part of writing to some extent can be possibly outsourced, but the meta thinking I don't think one can be replaced. So that is, I would say, one challenge. Um, so again, like if you use this tool, some of the mechanical parts of it will become easy, but
Hmm.
you will have to use how to use a craft, right?
Yeah.
Just like you have got like a chainsaw now, but if you don't know how to use a chainsaw, and you cut the tree is going to fall on your head and kill you, right? So knowing how to cut, where to cut, like
Yeah.
using prompting, using curation becomes important. And I would say
Yeah.
there are so many niches that will also become very important. Like for example, let's say code generation. If you're building, like say, let's say, I don't know, like an avionics system, right, in defense, which has, I don't know, maybe like uh, a lifetime of, I would say, like say 30 years, 20 to 30 years, or at least 20 years, if not say 30 years.
Hmm.
It need to have a lot of kind of provenance, in testing.
Hmm.
There has to be coding guidelines that need to be